extend a very hearty welcome to all of you for joining the Sunday webinar of Philosophy Family. And today we are very fortunate that many scholars have joined in this platform. I can see the name of Professor K.C. Patnaik sir, Professor Adhant Behra sir, Professor Vishnu Chaudhary sir, Juha is there, Pragya Paramita madam is there, Rasmi Ranjan is there, Prabhinesh sir is there, and many scholars have joined today. Today we have with us our admin, our host, and the Chief Architect of Philosophy Family, Dr. Prfamod Kumar Das. Today he is the speaker, and you know he is working as the head of the department Philosophy, Noyagoda Autonomous College, Noyagoda. And to his credits, he has already been conducted and delivered more than 400 lectures on different platforms of our state and nation. He has also published many articles in international journals, and I should not extend the introduction of Dr. Das because he's very popular in the philosophy family. He's the architect of philosophy family, and today he will speak on Varna Dharma and myth of Casteism. He will speak this topic from Bhagavad Gita perspective, in which he has intended to discuss the psychological, social, political, religious, ethical, spiritual, constitutional, and political aspects of Varna Dharma and Casteism. It will be very comprehensive and reflective also, and it will be very benefiting to all of us. So today we will enjoy the talk of Dr. Das, and at last we will put our observation, queries, questions, if any. So it will also very debatable topic. So today I would like to welcome Dr. Das, the speaker of today's webinar. With this, once again, I extend my welcome to all of you to be present in this Sunday webinar. I welcome Dr. K. Unan Rao, our regular moderator. So with this, I request Dr. Das to commence his talk on Varna Dharma and Mr. Casteism. Over to Dr. Das.
Namaskar. Namaskar to all of you. Thank you, Dr. Maharana, for introducing me and our philosophy family. I am very grateful today because the person whom I love from my core of heart, he is our principal sir, Dr. Bipin Kumar Patnaik sir. He has joined on my request. So I think this is a divine blessing for me. I am really proud of for this moment. I am becoming emotional that I should not be before the talk. Similarly, I am grateful to all of you for your benign presence in this August occasion. Many people have joined from different parts of our country, and many will be joining. Uh, Today we have a very beautiful topic. It is beautiful in this sense. It is a very popular topic, and the verse we shall discuss from the Bhagavad Gita, that is also very popular, that is also controversial, that is popularly misunderstood. This misunderstanding is also very popular. Many people even claim and blame Bhagavad Gita that Bhagavad Gita has promoted casteism. So here in this session, I shall just clarify the fault is not with the Bhagavad Gita, rather the fault is with our misunderstanding. We do not understand and we misinterpret and we blame a scripture. That famous verse we shall quote from verse 13 of chapter 4. The verse is like this: Chaturvarnang maya srishtam guna karma vibhagasa tasya kartaram api mam vidhi akartaram abhyam. This verse is very famous and very openly criticized, um, not so openly praised. It is only because of the misunderstanding. Those who are well versed in Bhagavad Gita, like Swami Sadananda Saraswati and others, we can get clarification about this verse. This is the only verse which can be discussed from 8 standpoints, 8 perspectives, not one or two. What are the 8 perspectives? In the positive side, in the perspective of a proper understanding of the scripture, I have taken 4 perspectives, that is psychological, ethical, metaphysical, and spiritual. And from the perspective of misunderstanding, misinterpretation, I have taken 4 aspects, 4 perspectives. They are religious, social, constitutional, and political. Regarding the portion of a misunderstanding, I shall not focus. So, as Dr. Mahana said that this discussion will be very debatable, I shall not entertain that, because the part of a misunderstanding has been manipulated, has been fabricated, has been misinterpreted by us, even through the constitution, through the political policies, and through our religion, through our society. All these 4 perspectives are man-made. Religion is man-made, social norms are man-made, constitution is man-made, and politics is man-made. So what is man-made, that is not so important, because that is subject to change, subject to modification. But what is eternal, what is proper understanding, that is psychological, that is ethical, that is metaphysical, and that is spiritual. So we shall focus on these 4 points. If time will permit, we shall go to very briefly about the part of the misunderstanding, because misunderstanding has no end. But understanding has an end. The moment you understand something, every relationship becomes beautiful, everything becomes constructive. So understanding part we shall focus. In this verse, Chaturvarnang maya srishtam, here we shall discuss what is Varna. Varna means color, very common sense. Varna means color. Color of what? Color of our mental makeup, color of our personality. And why they are 4? Why not they are 10, 11, 20, 100? Why they are 4 varnas? It may be three, and it is also three. By nature, it is actually three. Three means Sattva, Raja, and Tama. We have three basic qualities out of which human personality is made up, out of which the nature is also made up. That is called Prakriti. They are Sattva, Raja, and Tama. We have Sattvic mentality, we have Rajasic mentality, and we have Tamasic mentality. Our personality has been groomed with these three basic qualities: Sattvic, Rajasic, and Tamasic. And out of these three gunas, we can have four possible combinations. Four possible combinations. We can define, we have given the names to each combination. One is Brahmin, the other is Vaishya, Sudra, Kshatriya. In this way, we have given names to the four combinations. So this is the psychological aspect. When we are discussing about the mental makeup, our inner makeup, that is the psychological question. How human psychology is important than animals. Man is his mind. Man is not his body. When we see a man, we simply see his mindset. In that way, we respect him. In that way, we respond him. So man is his mind. A man is defined by the texture of his mind. How he thinks, how he behaves, how he responds to a particular situation, how he protects. All these things are reflected according to the structure and texture of his mind. Man is his mind. So he has three basic qualities: Sattva, Raja, and Tama. What is Sattvic quality? Sattvic quality means that man has a proper understanding. Man has a positive mindset. He thinks everything positive in all negativities. If there is a negative situation, he will find out something positive. His mind becomes constructive. He has a compromising mind. He has a mind of loving somebody, of doing something constructive. He has a very calm mind, a peaceful mind. He will believe in well formed judgments. That is Sattvic mind. Mind of equanimity, equipoised mind. Sattvic mind, peace loving mind. Not agitated mind, not questioning mind, not doubtful mind. Sansaya no. No sansaya. Very clear, crystal clear understanding. Understanding means that mind is groomed with jnana. Loving means that mind is groomed with bhakti. And perfection means that mind is a mind of a karma yogi. That means that mind is engaged with duties. If a man is very much concerned with his duty, he does not need to salute anybody. If one pollutes his duty, he will salute everybody. That means mind should be groomed with jnana, karma, and bhakti in the proper sense. That is the sattvic mindset. What is Rajasic? Rajasic means overreactive, reactive mind. When your mind is agitated, when your mind is overactive, over responsive, that mind is Rajasic mind, full of activities. I shall do, I am the best. Ego, that the development of ego, the person of ego, egocentric personality. That I am so and so, I am doing all these things. I am the king, I am the author, I am everything. I am the doer, I am the agent. This type of attitude is a mental attitude, and that is Rajasic mind. And Tamasic mind is the dull mind. The mind does not, inactive mind. The mind does always wants escape. That don't do this work to me. Give it to others. I shall not go to the mud and I shall not wash my leg. କାଦୁଅକୁ ଯିବିନି କି ଗୋଡ଼ ଧୋଇବିନି, ମତେ ଏଇଟା ଦିଆଯାଉ ନ ଯାଉ, ଏଇଟା ଅନ୍ୟ କାହାକୁ ଦିଆଯାଉ, ମୋ ପାଖକୁ କିଛି ରେସ୍ପନ୍ସିବିଲିଟି ନ ଆସୁ, I will not do I shall not do my, even I shall not do my duty, I shall free from my all duties. This is a very and that mind is very egocentric, in very dull sense, inactive mind. So generally our, even in nature also, in cosmos also, we have these three types of mindset. We have these three types of mindset, three types of cosmic principles. Sometimes it is sattvic, sometimes it is rajasic, and sometimes it is tamasic. We have three basic principles in cosmos also. So with a proper combination of these three qualities, we can make different types of colors, 1,000 types of colors. As we go to the color set shop for the painting of our wall, I surprised how 1,000 types of colors can be made from the white color. Only white color is there. Then in computer the exact choice color will be set, and the color will be prepared by the machine. Different types of colors can be prepared from the white color. Similarly, out of these three basic qualities, we can make thousands of colors, 1,000 types of mental makeup. But out of these 1,000 types of mental makeup, we have only four. We have bracketed them into four, and we have named them that this is the mind of a Brahmin. That means this is the Varna of a Brahmin. Here Brahmin is not, there is no question of a caste. No question of a caste. When we are discussing this, there is no question of a caste. It is simply a combination. It is simply the result of the combination of these three gunas. In what way we have combined these three gunas, therefore we have got thousands of qualities, and all these qualities can be bracketed under four basic qualities. One is the quality of Brahmin. In Brahmin quality, what is it is found that the sattvic quality is more dominant. This dominant and prominent also. Sattvic portion is more. Suppose we can say it is 80%, and tamasic, rajasic are 10%, 10%. This is not about the Brahmin people or Brahmin caste. This is the nature of mind. When we find the proportion of sattvic quality in more quantity, that means in 80%, and tamasic and rajasic qualities are less, then we can say that it is a quality, it is a mind of a Brahmin. Similarly, we may define the mind of a Kshatriya, that the rajasic quality is more and sattvic and tamasic qualities are less. Similarly, we in a Vaishya and Sudra, that we find that tamasic quality is more and other qualities are less. So I am not going to describe this mathematical calculation. In this way, we can understand that in a Brahmin mind, sattvic quality is more prominent. In a Kshatriya, the rajasic quality is more prominent, and in a Vaishya and Sudra, tama quality is more prominent. In that way, we have four types of mind only. Four types of mind, and out of thousands types of mind, we can think of these four types of mind. How this combination is made? For that, we have to understand that we have three types of our existence has three types of three possible types of our existence. We can define our existence into three types. For example, we have a um, physical body, our physical body. That means the gross body. We have a gross body. We all have a physical body, gross body. And human body is very sophisticated, very organized. And the way we organize our sense organs and with the way we understand things, that means we are blessed with a very sophisticated organism. So that is our human body. Because of our body, all types of spiritual sadhana is possible. In an animal body, this is not possible. So this is our body. And the another existence is the subtle body, Sukma Sarira. So first one is Sthula Sarira and the second one is Sukma Sarira. We have also a psychic existence. Our existence is more psychic than physical. So we exist by our thoughts. We exist by our thinking process. The more we think in a perfect way, the more we can live peacefully. Our existence is more psychic than physical. We all understand this. And beyond that, there is another type of existence, that is Karana Sarira, that means the causal body. That causal body is not perceived. Our thoughts are perceived, our thoughts are understood, and our gross body is perceived and understood. We can have a direct perception about our Sthula Sarira and Sukma Sarira. But we can't have a direct access about our Karana Sarira. That is the Vasana. That is the desires, the past desires. That is Karana. That is the real cause of our existence, as Buddha said, that why you take birth? Because will to burn is the cause of birth. You have an will before in the last life, therefore you have taken birth. And because you take birth, all types of sufferings took place. So that will, that desires, that vasana, that is hidden, that is not seen, that is not experienced, that is the real cause of our existence. The body we have, the mind we have, without our choice, then we can groom. We can have a better physical body, and we can have a better psychic mind by our purusartha. But by birth we have taken this body. By birth we have this type of a mind. All abilities and disabilities, our parents, everything is decided by our vasana. Vasana of the past life, vasana of also this life. Even if the vasanas of my childhood, even if the vasanas of my young time, that is also cause of my present existence. So here comes the Varna. Why you are having this type of a Varna? Because of that Karana Sarira. Because of your past tendencies, because of your past likes and dislikes, you have you belong to this particular combination. So this is this way we can explain. So this is the psychological aspect, that why a person has a particular inner makeup, particular mind, particular type of understanding, because of our vasanas. And there is also another point we shall discuss in the spiritual aspect. How can we change our present existence? How can we change our mind? Now we shall go to the metaphysical aspect. What is the metaphysical aspect in this verse? Chaturvarnang maya srishtam. Maya srishtam, that is also misunderstood. Chaturvarna is misunderstood. So that should be understood in this way. This is the psychological makeup, and Varna means color of personality, that is by particular guna, particular karma, by that mindset has been defined. Chaturvarna Maya system, guna karma vibhagas. So according to quality of our mind, according to our activities, because as your mind, so you act. So according to your quality of thinking, according to your quality of acting, your mental makeup has been made. So the psychological part is over. Now we shall go into the metaphysical aspect. What is the metaphysical aspect in this verse? Here, Chaturvarnang Maya system. Maya system means it is created by me. So many people misunderstand that it is a Hindu scripture and it is a Hindu instruction. So Maya Sustra means here Lord Krishna says that it is created by me, means it is created by Lord Krishna. And it is also misunderstood in Bhagavad Gita that whatever is said, it is said by Lord Krishna. Here Lord Krishna is simply a symbol. Here Lord Krishna is simply a symbol, because nowhere you can find that Sri Krishna Vacha, you can't find such name. You will find Sri Bhagavan Vacha. The Lord says, Lord, Bhagavan is different and Sri Krishna is different. When we take Sri Krishna as a mythological figure, it belongs to Hinduism. Therefore, it is other religious people will say that it is for Hindu people. This verse is not for us. It is devoid of secularism. Secularism. It is not secular, but it is very much secular. Maya system means it is created by the creator. It is created by the Lord. That Lord may be Allah. That Lord may be God. That creator maybe anybody. That is the creator. That means it is a universal principle. Maya system means it is universal principle. In grammar also, in English grammar, we can also say either that is a pure subjectivity, that in that sense I does not I invert comma does not have any meaning, the pure subjective principle. And also in grammar we can say that it is created by whom does not matter, it is created. But Maya system, that means the creator has created, that means it is a universal principle. What is the universal principle? Now this cosmos is built up of three gunas. This is a universal principle: Sattva, Raja and Tama. Human mind irrespective of religion, irrespective of a caste, creed and color. Human mind, it is not a mind of a Hindu. Human mind is groomed with, it's made up of four types according to the combination of three qualities. It is also a universal principle. So in this way, human mind has been created. Who has created? That the creator has been created. So this is metaphysical in that sense. But that metaphysics is not a Hindu metaphysics. It is not a Islamic metaphysics. We cannot brand any religion. Therefore, I have taken the religious aspect in the negative side. We shall discuss how religion interferes in this verse. Metaphysics is different and religion is different. Metaphysics and religion are not same. So metaphysical means it is created by the creator. It is a universal principle, Maya system. It is created by the creator. It is the universal principle. And what is the other aspect of a metaphysics? In the second line, it is said, tasya kartaram apimam vidhi akartaram abhyam. That means I am both karta and akarta. This is the second verse. So before discussing this metaphysics, because the deeper metaphysics, we shall just finish the ethical aspect. Therefore, we can understand the second line. So if the psychological mindset has been created according to the universal principle, and they are defined like Brahmin, Vaishya, Sudra and Kshatriya, So we should be very much ethical. That means we should act according to our mind. Here duty comes. If my mind has been made of a particular texture, I should do that is Swadharma. If my mind has been uh, made up according to a particular combination without my choice will come later on. I am built with, I am born with a particular makeup, and gradually the way I have been educated, the way I am living in a society, in a particular geographical area, in a particular cultural makeup. So I have got a particular mind set up. So if I, if that is my reality, I should respond to that personality. If I shall do the other way, then that is paradharma. So I should respond the way my mind responds. And gradually my swadharma will be changed according to the change of mind. That part we shall discuss. How we can transform. But at present, the way my mind is acting, that should means ethics, that should act according to my mental makeup. If my mind is more sattvic at the present, then that is the act of Brahmin. Then that means my mind should act in that way. That means I am not capable of the mind of a Kshatriya. I should not behave like a Kshatriya. If I shall behave, I shall fail. I cannot succeed because my mind has been made up of a more sattvic quality. So my attitude would be like a Brahmin. Not that I am born in a Brahmin family. Similarly, if my attitude, my mind setup is of more Rajasic quality, so I shall behave like a Kshatriya because I cannot do otherwise. And in practical life also, we are all that. You can't jump from your building because you have that capacity, because you have that strength, because you have that courage. Others can't do. Others will think that others may jump. I shall jump after that. You will wait. You will be opportunist. But a Kshatriya quality, those persons who are with the Kshatriya quality, they will never wait for the situation. They will act promptly. So that is a soldier-like quality. So that attitude is there. And Vaishya means intelligence. That we people are very intelligent also, and many people are less intelligent. So those who are very intelligent, they will do business. A very gentle person, a very those who are very simple, those who cannot tell lie, they can't do business because business is lying. Because there will be a gap between the customer and the seller. So you have to be, and you have to also understand the market policy. You have to understand many things. Sometimes you will reduce the rate. Sometimes you will fix the rate according to, that is also ethics in business. But with that you need intelligence. So Vaishya means intelligence, and we are all more or less intelligent. But those who are intelligent by their mental makeup, they will do business. That is a quality. And they are not only intelligent in business, they are also very much intelligent in making relationship. In family they are intelligent, in institution they are intelligent, everywhere they are intelligent. And those who are not all of these, they believe in karma, they believe in service. They will say that no, don't give me such responsibility, I shall just serve you. You give me some duties, I shall do that much. So this is also a quality. In that quality, there is no responsibility. Just I shall sweep this room and my duty is over. I cannot, I don't have a managing, I am not skilled with management. So don't give me the duty of a Vaishya. I can't fight, I can't argue with the others. Therefore, don't give me the duty of a Kshatriya. Similarly, I cannot give the wisdom. Therefore, don't give me that quality. You just give me the duty of service, that I shall serve, and by that way I shall serve you, serve the society. I am giving an example. Suppose 4 students passed medical and they also finished their PG course. They all became professors, but they belong to 4 qualities. Those who is very fond of a Brahmin quality, his mind is very much sattvic, that doctor will prefer to be a professor, that he will prefer, by compulsion he may not get that chance, but he will prefer to teach the medical students, because he has that mindset. All have the same qualification, all are professors, but one professor who is of a Brahmin quality, he will engage his whole service life in teaching the medical students. By teaching he will be satisfied, by teaching he will get peace. And another doctor who is who is of a Vaishya mind, he will say, no, I shall not, I am not satisfied with this service, I am not satisfied with this teaching. I shall open a clinic, I shall open a medical of my own. There, that is how I shall have more money. So they quit the service and they opened the clinic. And many we are perceiving that many doctors are, and also if they are in service, they also do private practice. This is a Vaishya quality. That means his mind is like that. And those who are of Kshatriya mind, that doctor will go for operation. That give me operation. I don't fear doing operation. I shall take risk. I say that his hand is very good hand. He is a very good doctor and a very good surgeon. That means his operation is very successful. So he will like that. And the doctor who has a mind of service, that he will say, no, 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 I cannot teach. I cannot open clinic, because that will be a degradation of my personality. I cannot also prefer the operation part. I shall just give a medicine specialist. I shall just serve the patient. So he will prefer like that. They may not get a chance according to their preference, but their mindset is like that. Automatically, their activities will be reflected in that way. Similarly, suppose we are teachers. We are also doing that. Many teachers are opening coaching centers. They are earning money there. In this way, we can understand that we people act act karma according to our guna. And according to that karma and guna, it has been divided into 4 types. There are many types, thousands of types, but we can bracket into 4 types with regard to the 3 types of gunas, sattva, raja, and tama. So this is the ethical aspect. That means we should be very much ethical in our assigned duty, in according to our swadharma. Yes, I am serving, I shall serve in a better way. Yes, if I am teaching the medical students, I shall be a very good teacher. If I am doing operation, I shall be a very good surgeon. In that way, we excel our personality. So this is the ethical part. So now we shall return to the metaphysical part. If this is understood, then we shall go to the second verse. Tasya kartaram api mam vidhi akartaram abhayam. That means here the creator is saying, creator means the higher self within. Creator means the higher mind. Our higher consciousness is saying that if this division is understood, and it has been created according to a universal principle, then I am not, I am a part of this division, and at the same time I am beyond this division. I am both a karta and I am also a karta. Why I am doing like a Brahmin? Because my mindset is like that. I am not a Brahmin. Why I am doing like a Sudra? Because my mindset is like that. I am not a Sudra. Why I am liking a Kshatriya? Because my mindset is like that. I am not a Kshatriya. Because I understand this division. So I am that Paramapurusa. I am that pure consciousness. But in Vyavaharika Satta, I am acting according to my mind. But I am not my mind. I am not this body. I am not my mind. I am not my buddhi. I am not my ahankara. I am that pure consciousness. If I have this metaphysical understanding, then I shall have no attachment, no discriminative sense in my duty. That I am a Brahmin means I shall do this and I have a better personality than a Sudra. This type of understanding will never come. Therefore, I am the creator of this. I means you take it in a grammatical sense. I am the creator of this, and I am at the same time I don't have the doership. That means I am the karta, I am the author, I am the creator, but I don't have the sense of a doership. That means I am the agent, but I don't have the sense of agency. We have to understand this way. So I am both a karta and a karta. That means I am doing, but I don't have that sense of attachment. To understand this metaphysics, we shall go still deeper, so that it will be purely metaphysical aspect. How? When we are saying Maya system creation, there are two types of creation. One is Vivarta and the other is Parinama. Vivarta and Parinama. That is cause and effect relationship. That in Vivarta what happens, something moves to effect, the cause moves to the effect, but at the same time, the effect can return to the cause. In Vivarta. In Vivarta, the cause becomes the effect, and at the same time the effect can return to its native state. But in parinama, the cause becomes the effect, but the effect cannot turn back to the cause. I am giving an example. In sea, we see waves. What happens there? The sea becomes the waves, and at the same time the waves can return to sea. This is Vivarta. That means what appears at the present. Something what appears at the present. At this present, the rope is looking at as a snake. But the snake is not the reality. The reality is the rope. But at present, that rope is looking like snake. Similarly, the waves are not sea. At present, waves are there, and waves also, the same wave does not last for a long time. That same wave returns to the sea. Number one. Number two, the essence that there is in the wave, the, the same essence is also there is in sea. So there is a double way path. The cause goes to the effect, and the effect goes to the. That means cause and effect are not two. That is Advaita. They are not two. The cause and effect are same because they can interchange to each other. The sea can become the waves, and the waves can return to sea. But in Parinama, what happens? Once the cause becomes the effect, it cannot return to the cause. For example, milk and a curd. Milk is the cause, curd is the effect. So when milk becomes curd, it loses the essence of milk. It is created by milk. But once it becomes the curd, it takes the dharma of a curd. it cannot return to milk. So this is parinam. This is the parinam. This is the parinam of milk, that it cannot return to milk again. Therefore, in Ramanuja system, it is said that the individual cannot be God. That because it cannot be, because it is the individual, it has been created. So once it is created, it cannot become a God. But in Advaita Vedanta, the individual can become Brahman, Aham Brahmasmi. Because the same Brahman that has become the individual, Jiva, that Jiva can also return to Brahman. This is Vibharta. That means what? That because there is no duality at all. This duality is an appearance. But in Parinama, once the cause becomes the effect, it cannot become the cause. Now, how can we feed this in this verse? How can we feed this metaphysics in this verse? The Karta, the creator, is the Vibharta of these four gunas. That means the Karta, the doer, the author is not different from the divisions. Because this ekam bahusami, that means one has become many. And these many are nothing but that essence. It is vibharta. It is not parinama. That because something is made means something is lost. No, something is made means something. Suppose out of the seed, the trees, the plant is sprouted. So that means the seed is lost. It is not like that. It is in this way the sea and the waves. That means that one creator has possessed the qualities in the Viparta sense. Therefore, I should have the understanding of my akarta bhava. That means I am not doing all these things as in the real sense, but I am doing all my duties in the Vyavharika Satta. But I am not that. The same thing is taught to us in Isopanishad. Tenatektana Vanjita. That means enjoyment is not denied. You should enjoy everything, but you should enjoy everything in the sense of a vairagya, in the sense of a detachment. So one should not think, one should not misidentify himself as a Brahmin. One should not misidentify himself as a Vaishya, as a Sudra, as a Kshatriya, because these are waves. We should have the understanding of that sea, that I am Brahman, Aham Brahmasmi, and you are also not a Sudra, Tattvamasi. You are also that Brahman. By duty you are doing this. Today somebody is the principal. After his retirement, the wave is lost. Another man will become the principal. And the principal will move on the road and nobody will respect him because he has lost his power. He has lost his authority. Today somebody is an IS officer. After his retirement, nobody will give his due respect when he was in the power. So we should understand our duties in that sense. That means I am doing because this duty has been assigned to me. But I am not that. My personality is not that. I am Brahman. I am pure consciousness. This is Vairagya Bhava. So here in the second line it is said, it is very much metaphysical. It is said that Tasya Kartaram api mam vidhi Akartaram abhyam. Abhyam means abhyam here it means the something which is not temporary, something which is permanent, something is something that is unmutable. That you understand me, that I am unmutable. I am that akarta. I am that pure consciousness. I am a Varna. I am a Varna. So I can become Varna and I can do Varna Dharma. I can become Varna. This is psychological. I can do my Varna Dharma. This is ethical. But I am Abarna. I am really Abarna. This is metaphysical. So the Abarna has become Barna according to the texture of mind. Okay, this one. And what is spiritual? What is spiritual? If I am Abarna, accidentally or according to my vasana, my karana sarira, my mental tendencies, my past habits, I have got a particular texture of mind, then I can transform my mind to a better makeup. This is spirituality. I can transform my mind. So that means if I am a Sudra by my mind, I can become a Vaisya, I can become a Brahmin, I can become a Kshatriya. Today I don't have that ability, but by education, education means transformation. If you say that you are educated, you should be we should have a better version of your personality. Otherwise, there is no meaning of education. Education is not mere certificate or getting a job in university. Education means how you have a better personality in your life, how you transform yourself. So by Purusartha, by self-effort, I can change the texture of my mind. I can I can transform my mind from the Rajasic and Tamasic to Sattvic. I can make my mind tension free, doubt free, agitation free, stress free. I can do that. And that beautiful verse is discussed in verse 5 of chapter 6. I am reading that verse. Udharet atmana atmanam no atmanam abasadayet atma evahi atmanah bandhu atma eva ripu atmanah. In this verse, the word atma has been used in 7 times. For 7 times. 7 words are Atma in this verse. In this verse, it is said, here Atma has double meaning. Atma means the self and Atma means mind. Here it is said, Udharate Atman Atmana Atmanam. That means no other agency, no teacher, no scripture, no friend, no school, no university, no religion can transform me. Myself will be transformed by myself, even not parents, even not mother, even not father, no society, no religion, no government. Udharet atmana atmanam. By self, the self will be transformed. So this is spirituality. That means there is a scope for having better mind. No atmanam abasadayet. So don't low your mind. Don't have a inferior complexity that I am so and so, that I am a Sudra. That means I have tamasic mindset. Don't disheartened, don't be disappointed, don't disrespect yourself, because there is a possibility that by your self effort you can be a very good personality. Atma ebohi atmanah bandhu. If you have any friend in your life, if genuinely you have a bandhu, you have a friend, then that friend is your mind. Nobody else, not wife, not husband, not friend, your classmates, not your parents, anybody else. No. Only friend you have, that friend is your mind. So make friendship with your mind. Always concentrate your mind. Always meditate your mind, because mind is your only friend. Because through that mind you can suffer, you can you can put into bondage, put yourself into bondage, and through that mind you can get liberation. You can have better education, you can have transformation. So mind is the only instrument, and not only in this life. There is a saying that you will take nothing after death. You will leave everything in this world. But one thing will go with you, that is your mind. If we believe in the next life, Punarjanma, then that Punarjanma is believed. It may not be scientific. Suppose it is a belief, then that is according to the mind, the nature of mind that we have in this present life. Therefore, the more we shall have a good mind, better mind, the quality of our next birth will be that. Forget the next birth. If you develop your mind in childhood, in the period of brahmacharya, then you can have a better life in grahastha. If you groom your mind in the period of grahastha, you can have a better life after retirement. Otherwise, you will be put in the same bondage after retirement, after Vanaprastha. And the moment time when you should live a life of a sannyasa, you find yourself in that maya, that bondage. So in this very life also, we have different types of khanda jivana, different ashramas, different path lives. So as we make up our mind, so we live in future. So mind is your only friend. And similarly, Atma eva ripuhu atmanaham, means enemy. And that mind is also your only enemy. So be careful. That means don't have any animosity with your mind. Make friendship with your mind. This is spirituality. Spirituality does not mean that you belong to Hinduism or belong to any religion. You pray God. You do pranayam. This is not spirituality. Spirituality means you train your mind by sadhana. You transform. You should have positive thoughts. You make your mind transform from sattvic, rajasic to sattvic, tamasic and rajasic to sattvic. This is spirituality. So I covered 4 points: psychological perspective, ethical perspective, metaphysical perspective, and spiritual perspective. And these four perspectives are very much positive. This is according to scripture, and very unfortunately, this is not understood by us, and this is not implemented in society, in our politics, and in our day-to-day life. So what are the negative part? What are the misunderstandings? What has been manipulated? So very briefly, because I have no interest in discussing that because it's very debatable and controversial. Um, Actually, the academic part is over, in which I have interest. But because we should be very update in the current affairs. So what is the religious perspective? So as per the misunderstanding of this division, um, those people who claim themselves as Brahmin, because they have sattvic quality, they started behaving like non-sattvic quality. They think that we are the religious persons, we are the head of a religion, and we can study Vedas, we can do religious rites and rituals, and we are so-called Brahmins. So what is called a Brahmin? By principle, a Brahmin should have a sattvic mind. But the way they started to exploit the people who do not have sattvic mind, that is not sattvic. The attitude is not sattvic. A Brahmin should teach others. A Brahmin should help others to have sattvic mind. If this is done, this is spirituality. If we hold our position, claiming that we are the head of our religion, and we are superior, and all others are inferior, in this type of religion that we are living today and in the past also, this is very bad. This should not be. I don't want to elaborate this. This is very well understood. I also many times surprised if you make a distinction between if you think that all people are same. I am telling to the non-Brahmin people, why do you invite a Brahmin to do your karma in your family? If you think that we all are same and we don't we all, if all are same, then you do worship, you do all types of puja in your family. Why do you invite a Brahmin? If you really understand this verse, then you should not, because you have to transform yourself for reciting the slokas, verses, and you will, Dasya Bauri can please God, and all many, there are many examples that because God, if there is anybody like God, then he or she, God or goddess, they don't think that who are you, they just see how, in what intensity you are praying. So it is, they don't demand any sloka, they don't demand any verse. In silence also, you can worship God. So why do you invite a Brahmin to do all types of rituals in your family? That means you have a mindset that we are inferior, and a Brahmin is there who will come and do this puja, then God will be pleased and my karma will be done in a better way, in a religious way. You should not do that. You should take that in that way. So by that means we are the victims of that mindset. Somehow or other, we have that mindset. That should not be. If we are really rational, if we are really reacting against casteism, then it is social. In society also, what happens, this same wrong practice takes place. That I untouchability, that I shall not touch that person who is doing, who is cleaning, who is washing, who is sweeping. I shall not touch because it is because that person is untouchable. If you take it very seriously, then should we touch a doctor? Because a doctor is also doing all these works. A doctor is also making operation. A doctor is working in a place that is full of infection, and he may be a Brahmin doctor. So we should not touch that doctor. If by work somebody is not touchable, then a doctor should not be touched. So we have to remove this dogma in our social living also. Okay, I shall not elaborate because it is very controversial, and I have no interest also. It is well understood and constitutional. There are some provisions for the people of lower caste that all will get the equal opportunity and they will come to the equal status. Okay, but it is constitutional, it is man-made, the purpose is dignified. I don't say that it should not be, but now it is revised. Supreme Court has revised this, that even the ST and SC groups, they will have their another division. That means if they are well off, then they will not get this benefit. Others who are really needed, they will get this benefit. So that is a chance of revision in constitutional policy also, through through Supreme Court or through the consciousness of citizens, that can be revised. So what is revisable, what is subject to change, that is not eternal. And the second thing is, the fourth point is political. It is very controversial. So many times we understand the problem, but for vote politics, vote policy, we don't try to commend it. We try to amend it, try to change it. So that means we are not genuine. We are very much political about a policy. Okay, but for a long time it will not last because we are all conscious. So now that time has come. So some many people view that this reservation should be according to the economic condition. Suppose a Brahmin boy is not getting 2 times meal a day, then he should also be benefited. Not that the son of an IS officer who belongs to who is getting this privilege. So many times this time will say what will happen. So many times it is found that it is also political. So I shall conclude by saying one thing, that the original thing that I discussed the verse, taking the psychological aspect, ethical aspect, spiritual aspect, metaphysical aspect, that is really with the scripture. So all these 4 points, religious point, social point, constitutional point, and a political point, they are manipulated. They are superimposed. They are they have been implemented according to necessity. Okay, but the point is, don't blame Bhagavad Gita that Bhagavad Gita has promoted casteism. Don't say like this. That shows your immature understanding of Bhagavad Gita. Read that verse again and again and focus on the words. Chatur Varna, why it is Chatur, why it is four. Discuss. Think. What is Varna? What is Maya system? What is Guna and Karma? What is Vibhagasa? Discrimination. What is karta and akarta? Dialectics of karta and akarta. How can somebody can be both karta? It's very deep metaphysical point. Somebody can be karta and also have it. This is also niskam karma. In niskam karma, it is said that I am doing my duty, but I don't have the sense of agency. I am an instrument only. This is karta and akarta, and that is also a very beautiful verse that the person who can see karma in akarma and akarma in karma, a very beautiful verse and the very beautiful message. That is what we understand. What is karma yogi, what is jnana yogi, what is bhakti. So okay, we shall go with the current politics, current social system. We regard, we have all respect for all these things. This is not a forum to discuss about the controversial points, but that has been manipulated. So we don't understand a particular verse. And there is also another verse. I just 1 minute I shall finish. Now the next verse of Chaturvarna, that is verse 14 of chapter 4. Na mam karmani limpanti, na me कर्म फल स्पृहा इति माम एह अभिjanti कर्म भी ना सह बाध्यते. That means if you understand what is varna and avarna, if you understand what is karta and akarta, then what should be your attitude? Na mam karmani limpanti, na me karma phale spruha. Neither I am tempted by the karma nor by its result. That is niskama karma. I am doing my duty, but that karma cannot bind me. So Upanishad also said, "Na karma, na karme lipyate nare." That means that nara, that individual, performs all types of duties, but not becomes involved, attached to his karma. Neither I am attached with my karma nor with the result of a karma. Iti mam eha abhijanti karma bhi na saha badhyate. If you understand me with this metaphysics, then even your karma will not bind me. That is karma yoga. This is the next verse of Chaturvarna Maya system. So when we interpret a verse, we should understand its previous verse and its next verse so that we can have a very clear understanding how the verses flow in a flow, in a psychic flow. We can understand. Just pick up one verse and then pick up the then remove the second part and highlight the first line and started misinterpreting. No, this is not the proper way of understanding. Thank you so much. If you have any question, then ask, but please try to avoid the second part. Focus on the psychological, ethical, metaphysical, and spiritual. Thank you.
Okay, thanks so much, Dr. Das, for trying to gave the conceptual clarification of the Varna Dharma and Mr. Casteism in special reference to Bhagavad Gita. Dr. Das, you have very clearly given the exposition of the Varna Dharma and casteism, particularly in the social, political, spiritual, metaphysical, religious, and constitutional aspect. And this is a new way of interpreting the Bhagavad Gita. And Dr. Das, you have also given the reflective thought as per your deep understanding of the sacred text Bhagavad Gita. You have reflected on the misunderstanding made by some people also, and you have also given the debatable aspect of understanding this concept. And though this text contains the universal approach and universal principle, still then some people misunderstand it and they have a partial view of understanding the Bhagavad Gita. And as I have read the philosophy of Sri Aurobindo in the message to Gita, okay, Sri Aurobindo has written that the interpretation of Bhagavad Gita will be changed, that is in age to age. So it is because of the perspective, it is because of the outlook. And you have given the broader outlook of understanding the caste system and Varna system, and you have given the humanistic approach that is of the text, and you have made that it is not related to any group, any caste, that is as per the Varna, as per the birth, but as per the occupation, as per the ability, as per the skill. And thanks so much, Dr. Das, for your humanistic approach, for the universal aspect that you have seen in Bhagavad Gita. Thanks so much. Congratulations. Now I would like to request Dr. Rao to carry on the interactive session. Over to Dr. Rao.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Maharana, and also thank the speaker, Dr. Prfamod Das sir, for a beautiful talk, because what is more beautiful is the shift in the focus from the misinterpretation to the original message of the Bhagavad Gita. The point that Professor Das wishes to highlight is to look into the text with a deep reference to each and every word in the slokas that are there, without giving any scope for misinterpretation. Because as I could see from the lecture of Dr. Das, that he is more concerned about the misinterpretation of Bhagavad Gita, leading to certain issues from the social, political angles. And the concern that he carries is that one should come up with the original message of the Gita. And he sees that the Bhagavad Gita, beautifully he is tried to bring in the message under psychological, ethical, metaphysical and spiritual dimensions of Varna distinction. Rightly so, he has looked into this concept by taking the three gunas and the dominance of the gunas that need to be seen while making a reference to somebody as a Brahmana or a Kshatriya or a Vaisya or a Shudra. So you need to see what sort of guna he carries, what sort of guna is dominating in his mindset, in his entire behavioral pattern, and in his personality. And that decides who is a Brahmana, who is a Kshatriya, who is a Vaishya, or who is a Shudra. And not that you are born in a Brahmin family or a Brahman. So that inheritance, that idea of inheritance, that I am a Brahman because I am born in a Brahmin family, that should go away, because Bhagavad Gita is not saying that. Brahmana, not by birth, but by your attitude, your mindset. So that is the point that Professor Das wants to highlight. So it's a beautiful lecture. I enjoyed it. So with these words, let us move to the participants for their comments and reflections on what Dr. Das has said. So straightforward, let us move to Radhanath Bera sir, then we'll move to Vishnu Chaudhary sir to initiate the discussion. So first of all, let us move to Radhanath Bera sir. So it would be interesting if it comes in a question, okay, bit of suggestion, bit of comments, and then some question. That would be interesting, so that even the speaker can have a reflection on your comments. Thank you. Dr. Behra. Namaskar, sir. Namaskar. Namaskar, Dr. Behra.
Namaste. The only point is that partly uh, with clarity and partly without any sound. So to make a substantial contribution to this discussion, very much
Sir, please move to some area where you get good network, sir. One thing, sir, a suggestion, sir, get a Wi-Fi connection to your home, sir, because you are saying beautiful things, but because of the connectivity issues, we are not getting anything from you. So that's the problem. Get a Wi-Fi connection, sir, or you move to a place where you can get good internet. So please move to your veranda. That will give you full network, sir. Please, Dr. Behra, please.
fascinating discussion and well propounded by Dr. Das. It is very scholarly one. But one thing comes to my mind. When Gita was issued to the world from the battlefield itself, some 5,000 years ago, there was nothing like morality, there was nothing like uh, constitutional crisis, there was nothing like social side discrimination, and so on. It was purely spiritual. So when Lord Himself came down to earth and He was bound to give a message to this mankind through the great disciple Arjuna, it was purely a spiritual thought that man has to abide by it or lose his manhood. Arjuna was baffled because he could not decide whether to kill his own kith and kin as a matter of duty because he was called upon to fight, or to run away from his own thought, his own duty as a Kshatriya. Now, one thing comes to our mind. We do not say, I am a Brahmin or a Kshatriya or Sudra. It comes to my mind, Dr. Das said. But then, whatever tradition, somebody has injected in me that you are so and so, you belong to such and such caste. I have not created it because I live in a society where this discrimination is prevalent. I can only abide by it. If you do not abide, you have to lose your sense of belonging to this society. So therefore, it is inflicted on me that you are born with that trait, either you are a Sudra or a Brahmin. It makes no difference. But one thing comes to my mind. Simply uh, do not entertain these ideas of inequality or inferiority in life. Someone is superior doesn't make me inferior. I am having that talent. I am having that richness of mind whereby I can rise more than my contemporary friends or people belonging to different sects. So, with this in mind, I can transcend myself from this uh, thraldom of, say, discrimination to the highest life or the life of freedom. So, if that is carried out suitably, I think this caste discrimination will not be there. But it it is prevalent only because we are ignorant. We do not we do not value ourselves as having the person with the spark of divinity. We don't believe in that because nobody has given us that idea. I recall the idea of Swami Vivekananda. He said, we have two national sins. One, the casteism, that is, you are untouchable, you don't belong to our fraternity, therefore, you will not have the privilege that I am enjoying. And second is trampling the poor people who have been suffering all through the ages. They are being trampled on the basis of their helplessness. So, unless these two national sins are eradicated, Swami Vivekananda said, India will never rise to be a world teacher. So, these discriminations are being fostered on us and we abide by it. Therefore, the best thing would be leave aside politics, leave aside constitutional crisis, whether Mahatma Gandhi called them or divinized them as uh, Harijan, children of God. Swami Vivekananda used to call them, you children of God, you Amrutasya Putra, are you sinners? You are not. You are not born with a trait of sin with you. Therefore, be happy that you are capable of raising yourself to that divine status and you can make yourself free. There is nothing like Mlecha or Pavitra or Suddha. We have created it only because we are born into a separate caste, perhaps a higher one, and therefore the best thing would be to do away with this uh, curse of casteism is to realize our own divinity. Because as Shakespeare said somewhere, if you scratch us, do you not bleed? We have the same blood with us, the same purple colored blood, corpuscles, white, red, and so on. And we have the same pH value. So all these things comes from science. And unless that is refined, our sense of discrimination will remain with us as a curse. So thank you very much. Because I am traveling, I may not be audible for a long time. So I thank Dr. Das for this beautiful analysis from all angles. But the only thing remains is we have to be spiritual and nothing else. Because in spirituality, there is no discrimination that you are high, I am low, and so on. ନାଇଁ ମୁଁ ଅଧିକ ପଇସା ଦେଇକି ଆସିଛି
Okay,
ଆରେ
sir.
ମୁଁ ଟିକେଟ କରିଛି ବସିଛ
Okay,
ଓକେ
sir.
ଥ୍ୟାଙ୍କ ୟୁ ଭେରି ମଚ୍
Thank you, sir. Okay, sir. Thank you.
କିଏ
Let us move to
ଚାରି
Professor
ନମ୍ବର
Chowdhury.
ଏଇଟା 4 ନମ୍ବର ଏଇଟା 5
Let us move to Professor Chowdhury, sir. Yes, sir. Namaskar. Namaskar, please, sir. Please.
ଡକ୍ଟର ରାଓ ସମୟ ତ ହେଇଗଲାଣି ଆଉ କଣ ବର୍ତ୍ତମାନ ଆଲୋଚନା କରିହବ କି ଝଗଡ଼ା କରିହବନି
ନା sir, କରିହବ sir. କରିହବ sir. 8ଟା ହେଇଛି sir. ଚଳିବ sir. କୁହନ୍ତୁ sir. କୁହନ୍ତୁ sir.
So
ହଁ sir. Yes sir, please sir.
I thank Pramod Babu for presenting his viewpoints and as per his title of the discussion today, he has dealt with all the aspects that he wanted to speak to us. But I have some points to make here because he was discussing Gita and trying to say that we must create a society where caste discrimination or casteism should no longer be there. But, because he is a student of philosophy, I am a student of political science. And we have also another branch that has come under political science called political sociology. So politics is being discussed from sociological point of view, or sociology is being discussed from the political point of view. So far as the Varna model is concerned, the Varna model is seen from the Vedic period. We have not created a Varna model here 50 years or 100 years back. In the Rig Veda, in Purusha Sukta, there has been the mention of the fourfold Varna model: Brahmin, Rajanya, Kshatriya, Vaishya. So, Brahmana, Rajana, oblique Kshatriya, Vaishya, Sudra. So, apart from these four Varnas, those who are not covered under these, they were considered to be untouchables. So, there is a difference of opinion on what is the basis of this Varna model. The most important thing is that the rituals are being delineated, demarcated, and as Professor Das was telling, it was attributed to a particular caste. What is the role of the Brahmin? What a Brahmin, or what is the role of a Kshatriya or Rajanya? What is the role of a Vaishya? And what is the role of Sudra? Sudra is to serve the first three. So regarding this Varna model, we are also coming with that Varna model, a model known as Jati model, or which we call caste model. When we talk about caste, it comes from the word casta, which means lineage or linkage. And whenever we discuss about caste system, if we do not discuss about the features of a caste system, we cannot understand casteism or caste system. For example, so far as the caste-based society is concerned, it is prevalent in the Hindu social order. Among the Muslims, we have also Khans, Pathans, different categories. Among the Christians also some categories are there. But the Hindu social order provides a rigid structure of social stratification. It is a topic in the political sociology syllabus around the country in different universities in India. And social stratification is being studied because this word stratification comes from the earth sciences. Like under the earth, we have different strata. Like that, the society is stratified. And therefore, when we talk about social stratification, based on caste, we talk about, because stratification is also based on estate system. But caste system means it provides for a rigid structure of stratification, where the following are the features. What are the features? First feature is it is birth oriented. So you are born to your parents, you simply carry the caste. If my parents are Brahmins, I became a Brahmin. If my parents are a Kshatriya, I became a Kshatriya. So likewise. Therefore, the second comes, the ascriptive qualities rule the roost in a caste system. No achievement in life. You may achieve everything, MA, MPhil, D.Lit, American degree. You cannot go to the next ladder of the caste system. Those who are born as Dalits, Ambedkar was born as Dalit, he cannot be a Brahmin. I am a Brahmin begging in the street or begging in the bus stand railway station. You may call me a Bhikomaga Brahmin, but you cannot call me a Dalit or a Kshatriya or a Vaishya or a Sudra. A Brahmin is Brahmin. A man is born in a particular caste, dies in that particular caste. No achievement in life. Therefore, whenever K.R. Narayanan was sworn in as president, he was very sorry. He said, I am K.R. Narayanan. I was a student of London School of Economics, where you have studied. I was born in the Uttapalam, a remote corner of Kerala. In a village, I was to walk kilometers to read in the school. Then I had the best of education. I was the student of Professor Harold Lasky. Lasky wrote a letter to the Prime Minister of India, Nehru. So he came, he became an IFS officer, became ambassador, became Vice Chancellor of GNU, became a MP from Uttapalam Reserve Constituency, became a minister, became Vice President. Then he became President. Then only papers wrote, Dalit President sworn in New Delhi today. He said, even after all my achievements, you call me a Dalit President. You should have written Dr. K.R. Narayanan sworn in. He is a product of London School of Economics and Professor Harold Lasky's student. So that is there. So any achievement in life, Jagatjeevan Ram was 30 years cabinet minister and the deputy minister under Morarji Desai. Can you call him a upper caste? Professor Das was saying, if you achieve something, gain knowledge, you will go to the next tier. Impossible. Because caste system provides rigid structure of social stratification where mobility is zero, neither vertical mobility nor horizontal mobility. Full stop. Third feature comes to be endogamy. If I am a Brahmin, can I allow my daughter to get married in a Dalit family? For giving speeches, for sermonizing, different. But it will be my last choice to give it to a caste other than that. So endogamy, its reverse is or its opposite exogamy. Exogamy means inter-caste marriage. Like we say, love marriage. Society doesn't recognize. That is why you find in India, every day this issue is coming to forefront. Government is giving different facilities for those who go for intricate marriage. So endogamy is the next. Fourth is the feature of purity and pollution, which Professor Das was speaking, but because of lack of time, he could not explain. From the concept of purity and pollution only, the untouchability has come. Because the higher caste do some purity, function of purity, they go to the temple, give sermons, they perform puja, they perform certain rituals, they belong to the higher caste, so pure. And those who sweep the floor, clean the latrine, they get polluted. From that, the concept of untouchability has come. And there is an American professor who came to Kerala. During my recent visit to Delhi, there was heated argument with me, with many professors in Kerala, and I gave a challenge to them. You go and refer to that professor. He has written the footnote, I have read that in a state like Kerala, which is educationally the most advanced in the country, where there is 100% literacy, where progressive movement is there, when Narayan Guru fought a long battle against casteism, you have, along with untouchability, a concept called unseeability in Kerala. Among the Nambudiri Brahmins, if a Brahmin is coming from the bathing ghat and a Dalit passes through, and the shadow of the Dalit falls on the Brahmin, again the Brahmin will go to the bathing ghat and take bath and recite Gange Jamune Godavari Narmada Sindhu Kaveri Etani Punnatithani. Then only he will go to home. This is called unseeability. That I am not going to that. The next is mobility. I have already indicated. Next is, it is occupation oriented or based on ritual. There is a difference among sociologists also. The final point is, it provides for social inequality, which is there. That is why Ambedkar wrote the book Annihilation of Caste. By reading that book in the night 3 times, Kansiram formed Bahujana Samaj Party, and his party came to power 4 times. Mayavati, a Dalit girl, became chief minister of the largest Indian state for 4 times. I am not going to politics. Another point I would like to make it very clear, that now you open the page, have the TV on, you find only caste census, caste census, caste census. Because in 1931 census, the British for the last time enumerated caste. From 41 onwards, 41, 51, 61, 71, 81, 91, 2001, 2011, we have not got caste census. So if that 31 is the basis of the caste system, they identified more than 3,000 jatis and upajatis, castes and subcastes. Now, if you take into consideration the local variation, in India there would be more than 10,000 jatis and upajatis. A Gauda in Odisha is called Gola in Andhra. A Sundi in Odisha is taken in another name. A Kalinji in Odisha, we have Kalinji, Odia Kalinji, Telugu Kalinji. We have Kurma in Odisha, and they called Kurmi in Maharashtra and Bihar, even UP. So local variations are different. So that was there. So the Varna model and Jati model that has existed. So Mandal Commission, who gave the report on the basis of which this Mandal Commission recommendation was there, hue and cry was there under Mandal, and the country was divided in terms of Mandal versus Commandal politics. M.N. Srinivas, a Brahmin sociologist, he gave 3-4 names, titles. One is the process of Sanskritization. What is Sanskritization? Sanskritization is a process whereby a lower caste imitates the rituals of the higher caste. For example, 50 years back, when Brahmins, Corona families in Odisha, they were having marriage function, they were hiring Brahmins, they were having band party, they were having decoration, they were having good food. Now every caste they say, we will follow. We will follow. So he cites Srinivas, Harikatha and Burakatha. They are being now being staged by lower caste people. Second concept he talked about is the concept of dominant caste. In every village in India, we have a dominant caste. What is that? Dominant caste depends on 2 factors. Number one, according to our population. You are in a village, there are 500 families. If 300 families belong to one caste, that is a dominant caste. Srinivas says, apart from the number, if you have got access to property, we are 5 Brahmins and 5 Karans or Kayasthas in a village, they control the landed property, so they become dominant caste. That is there. Professor Das was referring to another very good point called, vote bank politics. It was M.N. Srinivas who coined the word vote bank. It was M.N. Srinivas who coined Sanskritization. It was M.N. Srinivas who coined the dominant caste, I want to say. So, because caste is a part of the Hindu social order, we have seen that the identity politics is still prevalent. In spite of all attempts, we find caste is not going. We have Mai politics, Muslim Yadav politics, we have Kham politics, we have Ahir politics. So many names are given. I do not have time to talk to you. If you give some time, caste and politics, I can give you a 2-hour lecture on that. Then now OBC reservation is a point of discussion. When Biju Patnaik was Chief Minister, what happened? He said, I don't go by Mandal Commission. There was firing. Many people died. Now you find in Odisha, most of the political parties are led by Khandayas. Most of the political parties. No Brahmin domination. Then we talk about, Professor Das was referring to constitutional provisions, reservation politics, which is also called as politics of positive discrimination or politics of or provision for affirmative action. When you talk about reservation, ପିଲାଙ୍କୁ ଯଦି ପ୍ରଶ୍ନ ପଚରାଗଲା affirmative action ଜାଣୁନାହାନ୍ତି. Reservation ବୋଲେ କିଛି ଲେଖିବେ. କି positive policy of positive discrimination in the constitution ଲେଖିବେନି ସାର୍ ମତେ ବୁଝିଲାନି. They should know that reservation means positive discrimination, affirmative action. So we have given reservation in the constitution under 3 major heads. One, for different legislatures, the parliament, the state legislative assembly, and we have given second category in education institutions and job category. If we advertise in 100 lecturers, then the reservation comes first. Said, look at this person, scheduled type this person, OBC this person, this like that. Then third is there are certain extra facilities given to the Dalits and tribes. But I want to make my point very clear that among the tribals there is no caste system. For example, we have got 62 categories of tribals in Odisha. Do they go by caste system? No. So caste system is typical to the Hindu social order, and we always cite the Rig Veda, Purusha Sukta to give us Varna model. We have perverted the system, or we have downgraded that further to talk about caste system. Therefore, our motto has been to have a casteless society. As Professor Das was very right in his observation, if we mentally upgrade ourselves, if we have a broad soul or a broad heart, we can have it. But for centuries, caste is continuing. For example, when we were children, when my friends were coming, my grandmother, who was very innocent, he will ask, Bapa Basa, Varna re kon? Varna is not color of the screen. Gora, Kola, Sabana, no. Varna means jati kon. ଯଦି ମୋର ସାଙ୍ଗ କହିଦେଲା ମୁଁ ହରିଜନ, ସେ କହେ ବାପ ତମେ ଟିକେ ନଡ଼ିଆ ଗଛ ପାଖରେ ଠିଆ ହେଇଛ, ଆଉ ମୋ ଘରକୁ ମୁଁ କହିଦେବି ନାତିଆ ଯାଇଛି ବାରିଆଡ଼େ ଅଛି, ମୁଁ କହିଦେବି। ବର୍ତ୍ତମାନ ଆପଣ ପଚାରି ପାରିବେନି, ପଚାରିଲେ ଗଣ୍ଡଗୋଳ ହବ, ଅଶାନ୍ତି ହବ ଗାଁରେ, କାଷ୍ଟ କନଫ୍ଲିକ୍ଟ ହଉଛି। କିନ୍ତୁ ଗୋଟେ କଥା, କାଷ୍ଟ କନଫ୍ଲିକ୍ଟ ଆଉ କମ୍ୟୁନାଲ କନଫ୍ଲିକ୍ଟରେ ଡିଫରେନ୍ସ। ମୁଁ ଗୋଟେ ପେପର କରିଥିଲି ବହୁତ ଦିନ ତଳେ। କାଷ୍ଟ କନଫ୍ଲିକ୍ଟ ଇଜ କନଫାଇନ୍ଡ ଟୁ ଏ ପାର୍ଟିକୁଲାର ପ୍ଲେସ୍। ନୟାଗଡ଼ରେ ବଡ଼ଦାଣ୍ଡରେ ଗଣ୍ଡଗୋଳ ହେଲା, ଗୋଟେ କେସ୍ ଆଉ କୋର୍ଟ, ସେଇଟା ନୟାଗଡ଼ଟା ରଣପୁର ମାତିବନି। କିନ୍ତୁ କମ୍ୟୁନାଲ ହେଲେ, କେରଳରେ ଗଣ୍ଡଗୋଳ ହେଲେ ୟୁପିରେ ତାର ଦିନ, ମହାରାଷ୍ଟ୍ରରେ ତାର ଦିନ ହବ। ଇଏ ୱାଇଲ୍ଡ ଫାୟାର ଭଳିଆ, କାହିଁକିନା ସିଏ ଆଉ ଥରେ କାଷ୍ଟିଜମ କମ୍ୟୁନାଲିଜମ ଆମର ଇଣ୍ଡିଆନର ଭାଇଟାଲ୍ସକୁ କିଲ୍ କରିଦେଲାଣି। ସୋ ଦ୍ୟାଟ୍ ଇଜ ହ୍ୱାଇ we say that we want a casteless society. We should not appeal to the voters on the basis of caste and community, on the basis of racialism, nothing but what happens. Every political party, you name a political party which is not considering the caste basis, which is not considering the religious basis. This is called hypocrisy in Indian politics and society. So, in spite of the changes that the British brought legally, in spite of the fact that British also played divide and rule policy, in spite of the fact that we have taken many measures to see that caste system goes lock, stock and barrel, caste system exists in our society. But I will conclude by saying urbanization, modernization, industrialization, expansion of education, these are the 4 or 5 factors which made a dramatic change in our caste structure. If you're in Raurkela or in Bokaro or Bombay, you cannot ask your neighbor which caste you belong. If you're traveling in Vande Bharat Express, the man who is sitting in the next side, you are in C10, he is C11, you cannot ask to which caste you belong. He'll beat you. So urbanization, industrialization, modernization, westernization, they have dramatically changed the caste system. Particularly in urban areas, caste system is not very important. Untouchability is not very important. But go to rural area, it is still prevalent. Maybe it is a question of degree, not in kind. So this is a very good topic for discussion. And I am very happy that Professor Das has elaborated from his own angle. I have given my own submissions. Choice is yours. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Professor Das. Towards the end, you could understand the mindset of Dr. Das. He understands the situation and he tries to see the Varna distinctions from a pure mental standpoint and not from what is happening. And you too even admit under the change in our social patterns, westernization, modernization, industrialization, they have brought tremendous change in the mindset, at least for the good, that we are not that much concerned the way we were, say, 20, 25 years or 30 years back, or even now. But that sort of, we have nearly, at least in the modern context, we have come out of that jati, the stiff setup. But one thing you are rightly pointed, that there is no elevation, that you are born to a family in a particular jati, you don't, there is no chance, well, at least in the structural sense, that you cannot elevate to from, say, from a Sudra to a Vaishya, or, well, from the mind, from the mental standpoint, well, you can elevate as a Brahman, which Professor Das wants to highlight. And from the structural point of view, you totally deny, and it's rightly so, that one cannot be called a Brahmin born in a Vaishya or a Kshatriya family. So the distinctions do arise, but slowly, gradually, there is a change in mindset of the people. And as you said, you cannot ask a man sitting next to you in a very beautifully decorated train as to what caste do you do belong. But that very question is being asked even in the rural fronts. So this is the concern that Professor Das wants to highlight, and he consciously tried to avoid this the state of affairs that we do carry, and he tries to unfold the true message in the Bhagavad Gita, that Bhagavad Gita is in the true spirit, doesn't prefer the classification according to the origin or the birth in a particular family, but rather he says the Varna is decided by one's attitude to life, one's way of life, one's mental elevation, one's adherence to the gunas, the sort of gunas that he carries, whether he carries a Rajasic guna or a Sattvic guna or a Tamasic guna, and what sort of guna is very much dominant in, and that makes one a Brahmana or a Kshatriya or a Sudra or a Vaishya. So that sort of metaphysics that Professor Das consciously tries to bring in, and he consciously tried to avoid the social structure. Well, he was so this is the, well, that is debatable, but still he wants to give more emphasis. He has a focus on the spirit, well, contained in the Bhagavad Gita. Well, as Professor even Professor Chaudhary even said that, well, this Varna model has its origin in the Purusha Sukta hymn, but then, well, we can think of it, but in that order. But coming to Bhagavad Gita, as Professor Das suggests, that that stiff model is not there in the Bhagavad Gita. Well, in the age of, well, maybe, but something has changed. The structure has changed. That rigidity, we need to come out of it if we are truly dedicated to the teachings of the Bhagavad Gita. That is what Professor Das carries. Well, let's see the response, what Professor Das wants to say.
Thank you, Professor Behra and Professor Chaudhary, for your beautiful observation. Professor Behra said what I have said. He did not say anything new. He highlighted on spirituality, and that is also one point in my points. Spirituality means we should educate, we should control our mind to have a better version. I have told that. Spirituality means you have to elevate yourself, you have to develop yourself, you have to transform yourself. So that is a complimentary note of our Professor Behra. And what Professor Chaudhary said, I have not said. So it is not discussed in this context, and I am very intelligently and consciously avoided that part. And very frankly, I have told that is debatable and controversial. But one thing I shall speak, at the last he admitted my point. So I shall go with his conclusion. But regarding the Veda and Upanishad and Bhagavad Gita, there are two paths. If you understand the text in the proper way, you will go in one path. If you will misinterpret that in your own way, then you will go in the another path. So now the entire scenario, the present practice, what we call tradition, It's the tradition of a misunderstanding. It's the tradition of a misinterpretation, because misinterpretation has been made since long. So tradition has a long period. So one thing we are mispracticing for a long time, that is not tradition. That is the situation. That is the consequence of a misunderstanding what we now suffer. But mindset has been changed. Regarding marriage, a Brahmin father cannot say that I shall not give my daughter to a Sudra, because the choice is no more with the parents, because there is now live-in relationship. Your daughter or my daughter will choose her husband after the age of 18. This is also her constitutional right. So here it is a matter of love and affection. It is also a matter of legality. It is also a matter of morality. Whatever his or her decision will be, you are bound to accept your daughter-in-law if your son chooses a daughter, a girl of a very low caste. Low caste I don't utter. I just utter according to this practice, because I am avoiding this much. Every man is a man. So now situation has been changed. We have no authority over the decision of our children. It is very practical. We see all around. We now the time has been changed. We can't have any control. If we have control, then we are not respected, regarded in that way. That conservation, conservative thought, dogmatic thought is no more there. So we should be very scientific. As the blood is the same, oxygen is the same, this cosmos is the same. So all human beings are same. We also experience many times the son of a Brahmin may behave like a Chandal, may be a drunkard, may be a rustic person. Whereas the son or daughter of a rickshaw puller of a lower caste may become an IAS officer by his own talent, but not by reservation. These are the examples we have seen. So now we shall not go with the man-made tradition. Constitution is man-made, society is man-made, politics is man-made, and society is man-made. This has been formulated after Vedic period, Upanishadic period, and the period of Bhagavad Gita. Suppose there is something wrongly written in the Veda, Bhagavad Gita is the very refreshing course, I shall say. So all misunderstandings have been rectified in the Bhagavad Gita. So Bhagavad Gita is not a text of religion. It is called Yogasastra. It is a manual of ethics. So we should go through the text. We should have a very conceptual clarity about the verses there in Bhagavad Gita. That's much I am submitting, and I am very much aware of what Professor Chaudhary said. But we are undone. Really, I am telling you, my son, if my son will choose a girl of a lower caste, by law, by constitution, I have no rights over, because he is a major. So I can impose the tradition on, because this is their choice. If we impose, we shall not be respected. We should be very practical nowadays. Number one. Number two, by spirituality also, we should be free from this dogmatic thought. Traditional, but dogmatic. Therefore, we should treat ourselves as an individual. I am an individual. I live in society. Society is the outer aspect of my personality. I am working in an institution. I am living in a society. I am living in a country. About all these things I am aware. But I am an individual. I shall make up my mindset. I shall transform myself. Therefore, udharet atmana atmanam. Nobody, no politics, no government, no parents, no scripture, no teachers can transform you if you yourself will not wish to transform yourself. So that is the point. What our forefathers have committed the mistake. By chance I am born in a Brahmin family. If I shall carry on that impression, irrespective of my actual conduct in society, then it is dogmatic. Because if I claim myself as a Brahmin, I should be, I should deserve that. I should have a sattvic mind. I should have a transcendent mind. I should have a pure mind. I should not think of all these things. Yes, it is relevant in society. Let it be there. It is relevant in politics. Let it be there. Okay. So, therefore, I am karta and akarta. That means I live in the society where all types of traditions are implemented, but I am not that. I am born in a Hindu family, therefore I am a Hindu, but I am not a Hindu. I am a man. Humanity is my religion. So we should have that metaphysics. I agree with all your points so far as the Vyavaharika Jivana is concerned. But so far as our Paramarthika Jivana is concerned, Paramarthika understanding is concerned, when you sleep, you are not a Brahmin that you are sleeping. The Brahmin is sleeping. No. A man is sleeping. A man is taking oxygen. A man is taking blood. If you are seriously ill and you are hospitalized and you are also unconscious, you don't inquire about the blood, who is giving, who is donating the blood. This is the broad mindset. If Brahmin people like you and me, we claim ourselves as Brahmin, then that type of a thought should start from us. That is the point. It will not start from the people who are ignorant. And very beautiful point, Professor Behera said, all these are due to our ignorance. Yes, I agree. Therefore, Bhagavad Gita is the manual of wisdom, Jnana Yoga. We have to understand what is Avyakta and what is Vyakta, what is Paramartha and what is Vyavahara. From Vyavaharika Satta, all these points are very much relevant, very much practical. We are suffering and we are also victimized by that. I agree. But I am an individual. My mind is my mind. I should have a very good understanding. It is not that if it is my thought, it should not be democratic. All people are going in a wrong way, therefore they are right. No. I shall have my own path if I am right in my own way. Therefore, Vedas and Upanishads are not everybody's cup of tea. Without understanding the verse, people have written books after books, have also done PhD thesis, are delivering speeches on different important platforms. So pathetic. I elaborated each word. Chatur means what? Why it is four? What is Varna? What is Maya? What is Srishtam? What is Guna? What is Karma? What is Vibhaga? And what is Karta? What is Akarta? All these words are significant in this verse. And nowhere it is said about the fact that is happening in the present politics, present constitution, present society, be it India or be it a foreign country. All these are the consequence of our misunderstanding. I agree that because I avoided that point. When we shall discuss the next 4 points, social, religious, constitutional, political, and all these things will be debated. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Professor Das. Well, I can understand your concern. The problem lies here that a, a child born in a Brahmana family, I say the Rigvedic classification. Let us go back to the Purusha Sukta hymn. The classification, we took it physically. That would, okay. Now, not that you are born in a Brahmana family, classification in that sense. So there lies the problem. And rightly pointed out by Professor Das that born in a particular family cannot decide your Varna. It has to come out from the ladder in which you are stationed. That is the concern that he has. What is your mental evolution? What sort of guna that you carry? It is not that you are born in a Brahmana family, you are a Brahmana. So that is that we should slowly, that has to go away. If that goes away, then the Jati model will also not be there. But the problem is the misinterpretation, the misunderstanding, and the practical sense that we have given to this Jati model over the years in a wrong sense, what Professor Das rightly pointed out. It should have been given somebody be called a Brahmana. Well, let us justify the Purusha Sukta hymn that somebody who is versed in his mind, who has come out of his ignorance, who is knowledgeable, who has the knowledge of what is good and bad, he is a Brahmana. Someone who has a capability to guide the society in the right path is a Brahmana, and not that he is born to a Brahmana, is a Brahmana. So that's metaphysics we have to build in. If we build, if we construct, if we have a grounding, okay, of such nature, then definitely the strict Jati classification will go away.
Dr.
Because
Rao,
uh,
one example I shall make here because that is a fact, not example. You please open your video, sir. I shall be inspired. Please open your video, sir. Yes, yes. Because I can have that communication. One professor had two sons. By traditional practice, the elder son married to a Brahmin girl because the professor was Brahmin. But the younger son married to a very lower caste, the girl who belongs to a lower caste. After many years, some years everything was good. After many years, what happened? The elder son, he left family and he did not take care of his parents. Both are highly educated, both are service holders, son and daughter-in-law. But the second daughter-in-law was not so much educated, so much intelligent, and she was also not a service holder. But she had that sanskara that she took care of his parents in such a way that it cannot be expressed in language. Now you see who has the Brahmin mind? The girl who has come from a Brahmin family, or the girl who has come from the lower caste family without the consent of the parents. So by attitude who you are, this is a fact, this is not a story, this is not an example. And such, you see a Brahmin son and a Brahmin daughter-in-law, because they are highly qualified, they will go to America, they will serve there, they will send some money. But the son who is illiterate, he will work in the field of the village, and they will take care of the parents. They will be take care in hospital. They will give medicine in right time. This is not generalized. I am giving one example. So that means your sanskar, your education, Your education means not a university education. Your education means what you have learned from your conscience. That matters. We are peace-loving people.
Sir, sir, well, thank you. It is understood
That.
very nice, very nicely,
Huh,
sir.
huh.
Your sanskara decides your varna, and not that
Even in classroom, sir. Even in classroom, when we are monitoring, there is a mentor system. So we are with a regular touch of the students. Some students remain absent in the class. When I asked him why you are not regular, the son says that I am helping my father in the field because his father is a farmer. So this is the harvesting time. Therefore, sir, I am late. Sir, therefore I am disturbing you at night asking questions. Sir, please excuse me. My tears came into my eyes. But whereas the people of general caste, they come from their family with a motorcycle, they move around the college and spend time, but they are not regular. But the student who comes from a lower caste, very good in debate, very good in examination. So that happens. That does not mean all Brahmin students are bad or they don't have talent. That does not mean. But the exception is seen, observed. You are also a teacher. You have also have that experience. So we have to go through the sanskara. Why that child is absent in the classroom? Because he is helping his father in the field and he is adjusting his loss in extra time. Thank you.
okay. So thank you, sir. Nicely said. Well, your sanskara decides your varna. That is beautifully said. Well, let us move to Myram, who has raised his hand. Well, please, yes.
Sir, thank you very much for giving me a chance. Sir, and thank you, Professor Das, sir, for your very nice lecture. Thank you very much. Sir, I have some observations regarding this Varna system. First thing that whatever you want, your wish is really appreciable, but it can't be it can't be an actuality until and unless this idea of smritis is repealed from the religion. Because it means not only that, if we take Vedant, because this is this is a part of Prasthantrayi, means Gita. But Vedant says Vedant has apashudra adhikaranam very clearly. So whatever we are discussing, that this should be based on quality, based on worth, based on sanskara, that is excellent idea. But until and unless we repeal these Manusmriti and other dharmashastric ideas, we can't do anything. We can't do anything. This is a fact. And in fact, Varna Vyavastha is based on birth only. As if we take Manusmriti, it is very much clear. Not only that, even if we take Bhagavad Gita, in here also, in this also, how can we explain this Sankarasya Kartasham Upanyam Imaha Prajaha? Means if I don't follow, if I don't work, how I would be reason for Sankara Kartasham Aham, I would be reason for the creation of Sankar, means Varna Sankar, and Upanyam Imaha Prajaha. And then this Praja will be destroyed. So such things are in Bhagavad Gita itself. In the first chapter itself, why Arjuna denied? Simply because he wanted that his means Varna system, means which is based on birth, should not be disturbed. So I should not fight. This is clearly stated by Arjuna. But Sri Krishna never responded to this issue. Never. So whatever we explain now, that is our wish. Means I consider whatever good ideas I listen today, they are the philosophy of our respectable Das sir. But I don't agree when we take different religious texts that they are supporting this. No, we can use them, but in fact they are not sufficient. Why till now this Vedantic religion expressed in Bhagavad Gita couldn't become a reality? Why? Can we say that we didn't know, our forefathers didn't know Bhagavad Gita? No, they knew very well. But why it was not a reality? Simply because the religion of Dharma Shastras was always dominant, and Bhagavad Gita is not quarreling with that religion. Otherwise, no one is going to respect Bhagavad Gita. This is also a fact. So, another point, if we say that this Varna is based on only gunas or only sanskaras, then again one problem. Then gotras are there, sup and up and many things are there. So we can't explain all these things. So sir, Swami Dayananda tried to explain that Varna Avastha is based on karma and yogita, but whatever logic he has given also suffer the same problem. So sir, I personally liked your intention too much. I appreciate by heart, but it is very hard, to my understanding, taking help of texts, particularly religious texts, to support this idea. Thank you, sir.
Dr. Das.
It is not your problem, sir. It is the problem of crores of people, those who do not understand Bhagavad Gita. It is not your personal problem.
Sir, this is not a matter of no, sir. This is not a matter of understanding or not understanding. This is a matter of whatever is mentioned in the text.
Now you listen to me. I heard you. I understood what you told. Okay. Now
Okay,
listen
sir. Okay.
to me. Okay. What you said, that is not your problem. That is the problem of all those who are not well versed in Veda, Upanishad and Bhagavad Gita, Prasthanatrayi. Varna Sankara means what? When you are choosing a girl for your son, the mistake you are committing, that you are expecting a Brahmin girl for a Brahmin son. You are not expecting that the understanding of both husband and wife should be same. You think dogmatically that my son is a Brahmin, therefore if my son will marry to a Brahmin girl, then their understanding will be same. No. Rather you wait. Even if his son is in love with a girl, you watch them, you observe them, how they live, how they interact with each other, how they understand each other. Understanding matters. That means your Varna should be same. That means your mental makeup should be same. Your Varna means your understanding, your mental makeup. Don't go to caste. So you should choose a girl who is of that Varna, that understanding, irrespective of the caste and religion. Even religion, even she may be a Muslim girl, no matter. Now this is prevailing. Now we have come to this stage. Our constitution has allowed us to this. Our legal system has allowed us to practice this much. Because this is the time of evolution. Okay. So Varna Sankara will take place when the Varna of husband and wife will be different, will have different texture. In that sense it is said. So we have to understand what Varna Sankara means. Every word of Bhagavad Gita, not the verse. Brahma Satya Jagat Mithya is misunderstood, misinterpreted. Many great scholars, many professors misinterpret that when Shankara says Brahma Satya Jagat Mithya, so Jagat is explained away. That means I shall not do my duty because everything is Mithya. It is not that. Jagat Mithya means anything that is changing. Brahma Satya means anything that is unchanging. In this verse also, there is Satya and Mithya, that I am Karta and Akarta. I am Avarna and I am Varna. Jagat Mithya means anything that is subject to change. Science also says that relativity. Everything is subject to everything is subject to change. We have to understand in that sense. This is not your fault. Great professors, when they deliver speeches, they speak that Sankara has rejected Jagat by saying that Jagat is Mithya. No.
Sir, let us move to some. Okay, it is and very nicely have said. The politics of misinterpretation has percolated the society since the ages, and that is going on, going on. And Professor Das has a concern that the right interpretation lies in not in the physical model of Varna distinction. The Varna distinction, strict and stiff to Bhagavad Gita, lies in the mental setup and the mental apparatus. Your inner, the classification needs to be based on the inner, not the outer. So that is the concern that he raises, and that there lies the true interpretation of Bhagavad Gita. That is his.
Dr. Rao, the best example is you and me. We belong to different castes, but we are organizing this forum since 5 years without conflict because our Varna is the same, because we think alike. That matters. We three people, Mahanasar is also not a Brahmin. You are not Brahmin, perhaps I am right, but I am a Brahmin. So mindset, many people are there, but why we three are conducting this forum for since 5 years without any dispute? Because Varna matches, mindset matches. Thank you. This is an example I told.
Okay. Thank you, Professor Das. Well, we have with us KC Patnaik, sir. After a long time, I could find him in the forum. If he has something to say, I request him, KC Patnaik, sir. He's there, I think. Yes, he's there, I think. Sir, if you have something, sir, KC Patnaik, yes, he's there. Please, sir. A few lines, sir, because after a long time you are in the forum. I request to have some words because he belongs to the Chinmaya mission and very well versed, and a few lines would help us if he's so interested. Otherwise, all right. Okay. Anybody? Because we are nearing to 9 o'clock. It's nearly nine.
Now we should conclude.
How should conclude? Well, if KC Patnaik sir has some, no, well, still, because again, because there are participants, well, we have another Veeramalla Sri Sailam. If he wants to say something, few lines, if it adds up to the discussion, they are welcome. Time is not a matter. We can wait for half an hour if something good is coming. Okay. Yes. Anybody? But sir, Behra sir, well, we listen to you. But anything in short, please. Well, anything in short, in brief, sir. I wanted some new participants so that they can take interest and move forward. Well, if Dr. Behra is wanted, Behra sir wants to say something in brief, sir, please, sir. Yes. Well, KC Patnaik sir. Yes, sir. Patnaik sir, please, sir. Namaskar, sir. Please unmute, sir. Please unmute, sir. Please unmute. Please unmute. The microphone, sir. Please unmute. You're not audible.
Am I audible?
Yeah, audible, sir. Audible, sir. Please, sir.
Thank you. Namaskar to everybody, and particularly I'm thankful to Dr. Das. He has analyzed thoroughly in a right manner about the Gita, what it conveys. First thing is that, as I understand, probably he also means that the whole caste system was based on division of labor according to the potentiality and mindset. So we are misunderstanding that he is born so he is so and so. No, he has no right to do it. If you feel like that, if you can understand the mental makeup and the potentiality and intelligence and the talent, that depends. That is only the manner how it is divided. But we are misunderstanding. Say, for example, Goddess Lakshmi could visit Shreya, the Harijan lady, because of her mental attitude and service. So there is no discrimination, no restriction. That is a very wrong concept that you are thinking that because he is born lower, upper is not the kind of thing. It is a division of labor. What I can do, I deserve it to do, and I can do, I belong to that caste. And that is what Dr. Das has emphasized and told. But we are making it different, and these politicians also creating discrimination and separatism, all these feelings. That is wrong. It is already in the science, in economics, in modern science also, we recognize the division of labor according to one's capacity, according to potentiality, according to knowledge and proficiency. So why should I think a cost is something is a lower cost, is a higher cost? No. Everybody is a human being, as you said, and everybody has the right to do what he can do and his best to do. You cannot say that because I am a low cost man, I cannot work as an engineer or a doctor or a professor. So that is the basic fundamental understanding we should have, and Gita tells that, as far as I understand, and I agree fully with Dr. Das, what he has analyzed line by line about the contents and the spirit of the Gita and what it tries to convey. I don't want to elaborate and discuss in a long lecture. I don't have that this thing also. I have respect for Dr. Das and Dr. Rao, and he has properly put it how to understand Gita in its cost system and others. It is not parochialism or dividing the society or making somebody higher or somebody lower. Every man is same. So, with this, I thank Dr. Das for sharing his views in a right manner, and I fully agree with him. And this notion of caste system, which people think he is inferior, superior, and he is deprived of and reservation, this doesn't come. There is no need of reservation. If I am a lower caste and if I can do better, I can be president, I can be engineer, I can be a doctor, I can be a scientist. And if I don't deserve, even if I am a Brahmin or even a Kshatriya, whatever, I should not try to occupy the higher post. That is what should be understanding. Then there is no politics, no separatism, nothing of the sort. We will have a fine society and with understanding with each other. No hatred. Love as a human being. So I thank Dr. Das and Dr. Rao for arranging and giving me the opportunity to listen to this valuable talk. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, KC Patnaik sir. Thank you for joining us and having your comments. Well, Dr. Behera sir, Radhanath Behera sir, please sir, in brief, anything you wanted to say something, sir, in brief, sir, please. Dr. Radhanath Behera sir, is he there? Well, I don't see him responding. Well, because we are nearing 9, we wanted that to listen more, but time is again a factor. Okay, so we cannot keep the speaker involved for a long time. Okay, so if something to say in few words, we are welcome, sir, because this is a forum to learn. Time is, well, we can wait. Yes, he's not responding. Anyway, thank you, Professor Das, for a beautiful evening, and good interpretations have come. We have seen various positions, various. This is debatable. I see the position taken by. Yes, sir. Please, sir, in a line, sir. Please. Yes. Yes, sir.
One example comes to my mind. So after 75 years of independence, we still preserve this casteism, but then it is diluted. Now look at our boys and so there in the uh, IT sector. Now, IT sector plays the role of a Brahmin. They meet each other very often. They exchange their views. They ignore the parental opposition. They get married, whether parents like it or not. So that rigidity of caste system has almost disappeared from our young minds. One thing comes to my mind, Mahatma Gandhi and Sri Rajagopalachari. They belong to different castes. Rajaji was a Brahmin by birth, but he did not have a opposition to his offspring marrying to the child of Mahatma Gandhi. But at the same time, I recall Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru was against Firoz Gandhi marrying Indira Gandhi, and there was huge cry. You say you are an internationalist, you say you are secular, you don't believe in caste system, but why do you follow this rigidity of caste principle? Nehru was dumbfounded. He could not speak a word. And later you have seen Mahatma Gandhi adopted Firoz. He was not Gandhi, he was Gandhi, a Persian. So Firoz Gandhi was brought to the fold of the family of Jawaharlal Nehru. So, in spite of certain hurdles in our life, we still preserve this uh, casteism. It is slowly diminishing. It may melt, but it takes time. I look forward to that day when we are all one. One great philosopher, Bertrand Russell, wrote a book, Why I'm Not a Christian? And he gave all the pitfalls of Christianity, saying that it has rather encouraged me not to be an atheist, but to be an agnostic. I doubt if Christ was a man or a principle or a God incarnate. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Professor Behra. Well, thank you so much for adding this insight. Anyway, thank you. I thank everybody who participated. Well, I don't see anybody having any query. Well, let us move to our um, coordinator, Dr. Kailash Chandra Das, for proposing a vote of thanks, at the same time having his own ideas on the subject. Okay, thank you. I thank everybody, starting from Vishnu Chaudhary sir, Radhanath Bera sir, and everybody, Myram and all that. Okay, anybody. Thank you, Myram sir and all. Well, let us move to Dr. Maharana for proposing a formal vote of thanks. Is Dr. Mahana there? Dr. Mahana. But anyway, well, I think he's suffering from cold, and that's why maybe he's not responding. Anyway, I thank Professor Prfamod Kumar Das for his beautiful lecture. Well, it says, as he says, that the interpretation that he has come across is the true interpretation. It is the interpretation that the scriptures truly carry. Over the years, the politics of misinterpretation has really taken us in a wrong direction, and we are swayed away in the wrong path. And the society, the framework that has witnessed the changes over a period of time, that could see this stiff jati discrimination, which Professor Vishnu Chaudhary sir really pointed out, that somebody is born in a Sudra, whatever the mindset may be, he will not be called a Brahman. Well, that mindset still exists. But if we go by what Professor Das said, it's a beautiful account where he says, now it's the mindset, it's the mental makeup, it's the inner world. One's inner world defines one's varna, not the birth in a family that decides one's varna. So it's one's attitude to life, one's actions, one's behavioral patterns that decides one's varna. It's not simply one's birth that decides varna. It's the samskara that decides one's varna, and rightly so. So it was a good message, and he says a lot of misinterpretation has been done through the ages, and it is now time. And he's also cites examples from the present, that even today there is a dilution in the strict jati distinctions. There is a dilution, and he says the dilution, if at all it is carrying on, let it continue, because finally maybe we'll be heading at something where love takes the primacy, and not the strict jati distinction, the fixed jati distinctions that be propagated, that be practiced. Rather, the mindset should match, and that defines the real existence, the true existence, where the minds understand love, that should be the basis for matching and coming together. So it's a beautiful idea. Well, thank you, Professor Das, for a beautiful lecture. And also, I thank Professor Vishnu Chaudhary, sir, because whenever there is a dialectic, whenever there is an opposition, we can only through dialectics we can make a synthesis to find out the true path. So simply carried away by a thought will not serve a purpose. There should be a strong opposition. Even in politics, we do speak of a strong opposition. Where there is an opposition, the persons in power really think they will be on their feet to work, serve, so that true things will come. So I thank Professor Chaudhary for taking the opposite stand, but still he appreciates the stand taken by Professor Das. So I thank Professor Chaudhary and also Radhanath Bera sir for his valuable thoughts, and also Patnaik sir who came up with the ideas that Professor Das carries. And I thank Professor K.C. Patnaik sir and also Mayram sir. Well, he has a very good concerns. He's seeing the issue very practically, and we were chatting in the message box, and I appreciate his concerns, and he, truly so, he's right in his own way, because lot we have been carried away by the misinterpretation. Our mental framework has been structured that we are not able to come out of that strict structure. Now it's time to break the fixed models in the deconstructionist way. So there is no fixed model. What matches, okay, that should be given priority. That should be the mental makeup, the mental mindset. The mindset should be given the priority and not the fixed distinctions. So I thank everybody and who participated, and also Dr. Maharana for his presence and also his views. So I thank one and all, and even Deepak Behra who wrote something in the chat box I could not see. So I thank everybody who participated and made this evening beautiful, and I thank everybody. Thanks a lot. Namaskar. Namaskar. Well, Dr. Das wants to say something.
The last sentence I shall say that I am born as a Brahmin, so I should die as a Brahmin. That means if I am privileged of taking birth in a Brahmin family without my choice, but by my choice, I should die with a Brahmin mind, with a sattvic mind. Then I can justify my birth. This is the message of Bhagavad Gita. By birth I am Brahmin. Yes, that's okay. But my activity, my attitude should be like a Brahmin. That means I shall die as a Brahmin. This much. Everybody should become a Brahmin. And everybody can become a Brahmin by his mindset. With this, we conclude this session. I am really grateful to all of you for your suggestion, observation, and your benign presence over here. Thank you everybody. Thank you. Grateful to all of you. Session is closed.